What? What?
Restaurants, banks, theaters, and look close, you see they're all empty shells. Any interior filming, we head back to our sound stages. But our first set visit here to the right is what we fondly call Brownstone Street. This area was featured in Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, as well as The Sting, Gone Girl, and a little Jim Carrey movie you might remember called Bruce Almighty.
Grace the dog!
I'm in the shower!
Like that.
Yes,
Back to
right
the
there
Future.
to your right. That's where they lived. And again, my friends, it's all an empty shell.
Oh, you're done now. B-E-A-U.
And what's really beautiful is our next set visit. We like to call this Courthouse Square, primary filming location for Back to the Future. That's right, the first and second films. Now that used car building there to your right, that was actually the diner where Marty McFly got bullied so often. And yes, to your left, that is the original Clockhouse Tower. It's hiding behind another facade of City Hall. Looks like they're doing another production. And if you remember the DeLorean that was speeding down that little street at 88 miles per hour, my friends, it was that little bitty street directly behind us we call Phoenix Place. Of course, Doc Brown was sliding down that cable to connect the lightning strike to the car, and the rest is history. But not only that, but To Kill a Mockingbird filmed here as well in 1962, that's starring Gregory Peck, and television to include the very first episode of Twilight Zone back in 1959 that was filmed right here starring Earl Holliman. Now, not only lots of television, film, but also commercials and music videos to include Lady Gaga on one of our working fire escapes. She was filming the music video called Edge of Glory. But now we're leaving any small town in the U.S. and heading to the big city. Welcome to New York Street, our longest and most popular street amongst filmmakers within our metro sets. And I know my co-host Jimmy loves it here too.
Hey everyone, welcome to New York! I got my start right here in New York on Saturday Night Live. This is actually my old neighborhood. Always got mugged over there by an old woman, tough lady. This is my favorite hot dog guy. Hey buddy, how's it going? Remember me? No. Just like old times. Gotta love New York City. Hey, I'm walking here! Hey, it's cool guys. I was just walking there. So it's not exactly New York, but a lot of times when you see New York in the movies, it was shot right here on the Universal Metro sets. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Even if you make it here on the Universal lot.
It's true, not only downtown Manhattan, we turned it into downtown LA for American Ninja Warrior. That's right, they shoot the city qualifiers and championships right here on New York Street. We also turned it into the streets of Chicago for some scenes from the Blues Brothers, and other blockbuster hits. Filming scenes here include Transformers, Amazing Spider-Man, and Spider-Man 2, even Captain America First Avenger. And we turned it into 1890s London, in fact, for Bram Stoker's Dracula. You remember the scene when Gary Oldman's character first sees Winona Ryder's character for the first time? That happened right here, my friends, I kid you not. They went to the prop department, got some old-timey looking gas lamps, street lamps, and brought out a couple of truckloads of dirt, scattered that around, bring along some horses and carriages and a few flags from the UK, put in these empty windows. Your brain instantly matrix that it was 1890s London. Yep, just a few horses and carriages, and boom, it's easy peasy. Now you notice those little squares along the sidewalk on either side of the tram, about every 12 to 15 feet. Those are literally just electrical outlets. So whatever street lamp style or era that you need, grab them from the prop department, plop them right down on top of those little metal squares, and plug them right in. Easy. Now, you might have noticed also there are subway grates and occasional manhole covers. Well, my friends, I guarantee you there's nothing under these streets. So, what do we do if we need to create a winter scene on the East Coast? That's easy. You go to Spirit Halloween, my goodness, get one of those fog machines, position that underneath the subway grates or the manhole covers. instantly. Looks like steam coming out of the subways. I kind of love that. We just turn this into any era, any scene, any city or town, even fictional towns, which we'll get to show you a little bit later. However, you're looking closely into these windows and doorways, right? Again, all empty shells, because that exterior is all the camera needs to see. Again, if we need any interior shots, well, we head right back to those sound stages that are about 98% soundproof. We can control all of the elements inside. Now, I mentioned in Transformers, of course, and that was the scene where Shia LaBeouf was running down the street protecting the Allspark. Captain America, that was the scene where he just got the super serum and running on top of the cars. Exactly, we could turn it into anything. But right now we're going to head to a more exotic location and one of our famous directors to tell you a little bit more about Skull Island.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to do the movies. I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old. I wanted to become a filmmaker. I like films that just take you away from your real life.
Thanks, Russ.
Kong literally does it. I mean, you're on board a ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from, prehistoric times. So I was thrilled when Universal invited me back to Skull Island, and it's great to have you along for the ride. Now, we have created this 3D immersive experience, so you're going to have your glasses ready. Don't put them on yet, but just have them in your hand because we're about to return to Skull Island.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Jackson. A good time to remind you, my friends, of a couple of extra special safety rules whenever we are inside of an animation building. You gotta remain seated for your safety to keep those arms and legs inside. If you have not already moved those very small children to the middle of the row, oh boy, I strongly suggest you do it now. It gets real bumpy here on Skull Island. Also, my friends, no flash photography is allowed inside our buildings, so please turn off the lights on your cameras and cell phones and do hold tightly onto your valuables. We cannot retrieve anything that's dropped off the side when it's inside of our buildings, at least not until the very end of the night, my friends. Yaks might not all be in one piece, too. And as soon as we hear those drums a-calling, my friends, we'll head on into our first adventure. Just a reminder, remain seated, very small children in the middle of the row. And yes, no flash photography as well. I hear those drums a-calling, I think it's time. Oh, and I say go ahead and put on those 3D glasses. Let's let this first adventure begin. Amazing, I know. Now you can go ahead and take off those 3D glasses, but do hold on to them, my friends. You're going to need them one more time later on in the tour. No spoiler alerts. I'll let you know when to put those on one last time. Pretty cool, though. And that whole adventure was put together by not only Peter Jackson,
Your face
but a
is
company
priceless.
called Wet
Alright,
Effects.
go with.
In fact, they worked together
I got it.
on The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings trilogy. But they also just won their 7th Academy Award for Avatar Way of Water. Yep, Wet Effects also worked on both of the Avatar movies and most of others. But did you also see the big car that tram get pulled into the city? Oh my gosh, there's cool people. Yeah, I'm sure they're fine. Now, whenever a vehicle, big or small, old or new, gets pulled into the scene of a TV show or a film, we call it in the business a picture car. It can be a motorcycle, a boat, even a train engine like you see there to your right. That engine and the bridge itself used to be part of our tour route about 20-some years ago, but even that would be called a picture car if it was featured in a film or a TV show. As you can imagine, we have quite the collection of picture cars. And don't forget, not only can they transport our actors on and off the set, they can actually designate a point in time, even a place in history, without anyone ever saying a word. It's true, merely by the make, model, and year of the
Lonnie
vehicle,
says the worst
you can
ride
kind of
ever.
tell where and when you are
Wait,
in
tell me the
history.
dinosaurs in there.
Now, we've got our first collection up ahead to the left, so get out those cameras and cell phones, my friends. I bet you recognize most, if not all, of our very special vehicles. Some are more famous than their co-stars. Check it out, the little yellow hot rod that was raced in American Graffiti, and it's parked right next to a stunt Ferrari from Magnum PI with a Volkswagen engine. And yes, my friends, that's Bumblebee from Transformers. We have a couple of vehicles from Back to the Future, and no, that's not a Prius, but it is prehistoric. The Flintstones vehicles made out of foam rubber and fiberglass. And of course, we have one of many flying Ford Anglias from Warner Brothers' Harry Potter. We have more Fast and Furious vehicles up ahead for you, but there's a couple cars from Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, and from Jordan Peele's latest film, Nope, the electronics van, as well as the Crawdaddy boat from Us. My favorite, though, is the Bradley Infantry Fighting Vehicle. I have a saying here at Universal, if it looks that good, it's probably made of wood, and that tank is no exception. Painted plywood and PVC pipe, my friends. Co-star of Transformers, Michael Bay, the director, can blow it up as many times as he needs to. Now, I got some really cool stuff up ahead to show off. I'm just trying to figure out where the heck we... Oh.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Well, thank you, Mr. Hammond. And yes, that is his number 29 Jeep Wrangler right back there to the right. And from the first trilogy of films, primarily Lost World, you can see on either side of the tram some props and set pieces used in those films. Our next picture car is just up ahead to the right-hand side. It's actually a boat. Yep, that too can be a picture car featured in a scene from Lost World where the Spinosaurus was attacking those kids. And up ahead to the left, a very large picture car, the Mobile Lab from Lost World, also made out of painted plywood and duct tape. But my favorite part are the little dinosaurs that we keep it. Why are the cages empty? Okay, this is not good, my friends. I think they snuck out again. Watch out. Heads up, heads up. Oh, sneaky little guys. I am so sorry, friends. We need to get better locks on the cages, apparently. Kind of refreshing, though. Yeah, we made those cute little animatronics, just like the big girl on the left there. We also created these ancient-looking tree trunks out of carved styrofoam and chicken wire. Most of them are actually on wheels. Yep, they got wheels underneath so we can move them around the set more easily. And here's what that Mobile Lab looked like from the scene in The Lost World. Do you remember it hanging off a very high cliff? Lies, my friends. It was one of our parking garages, utilizing green screen and CGI or computer-generated imagery. Ready for your close-up, Julian? Okay. Now, those little drops and the breath on the glass, we created that as well. And something else we also have to create is we don't get those crazy thunderstorms here in Southern California. Yep, we have to create with weather sometimes. So we set up a special demonstration Now check it out to your left. You're going to see some flashes of lightning here. Ah, perfect. Right on cue, my friend. Thanks, Bob. And those flashes of lightning are courtesy of high-intensity LED lights with the sound of thunder being pumped out through speakers that we placed around the area. And all we need is a little bit of the wet stuff for our most high-tech advanced equipment. It's called... Okay, I lied again. It's just an overhead sprinkler. But my friends, the Home Depot version works just as well. You might notice those raindrops are about 5 times larger than normal, so the camera can pick up on it. Also, Lady Gaga was out here shooting another music video called Judas. She did it in 8-inch heels and looked amazing. Okay, Bob, you can turn off the sprinklers now. My guests understand. Bob, no, Bob, turn off the water. Oh, it's too much. I'm always worried that we're gonna get... Oh no, I don't like that sound. That's too much water and it's headed right for us. Watch out! Okay. Well, that was a little bit of extra water, wasn't it? Hope you guys are okay, my friends. And yes, tens of thousands of gallons of recycled water heading right back up to the top of the hill awaiting our next guests. And of course, Lady Gaga looked amazing in Judas, so did Janet Jackson when she filmed parts of Escapade right here in Old Mexico. It also portrayed Peru in Indiana Jones in the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull and was featured in scenes from Three Amigos starring Chevy Chase, as well as scenes from Nacho Libre starring Jack Black. I kid you not. But now we're going to cross over the imaginary border into our old silent era Western sets. We nicknamed it 6 Points because you could film 6 different productions at the same time back then without disturbing the other. More recently used heavily for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, starring Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt. Check out that saloon here to your left. He had an awful lot of scenes inside and on the porch, if you remember that. But yes, my friends, almost every single major Western star, well, they actually walked these very streets at one time or another in their career. John Wayne was here filming the Spoilers movie, and the cast of Wagon Train was out here every week filming that series. All we did was bring in a few more horses, a couple of truckloads of dirt, and you got the Old West. My friends, you are riding on the roads of greatness right now. Pretty cool. But now is the time for me to let you know our tour is about at the halfway mark, so please, everyone stay seated throughout the tour. The studio is private property, so if you drop that phone or can't wait to use that restroom, pull on the red cord overhead to get my attention. I'll be back to assist you, but do remain seated on the tram, please. And if you poked your head into any of these windows on either side, again, you can see they are all empty shells. Pretty cool. But up ahead, I want to show off our little lake that we call Park Lake. Oh my gosh, we got all kinds of critters living there. A whole family of ducks that is just sitting pretty. But that lake that you now see to your left actually is a star unto its own. It portrayed the entire Pacific Ocean in the early 60s for McHale's Navy. Of course, little miniature boats as well. And to your left, it also portrayed the entire Amazon River. It's the birthplace of one of our classic monsters. You know which one. That's right, just through those trees to your left, the Amazon River, birthplace of our own Gilman, creature from the Black Lagoon. And from the 20s through the 50s, we were known as the Monster Movie Studio. It got us through the Great Depression and beyond because a little classic novel by Mary Shelley called Frankenstein, that was already in the public domain when we snatched it up and put our best makeup artist Jack Pierce on the job. But now I get to take you through Little Europe, my friends, where the rest of our classic monsters were born. More recently used as the primary filming location for 4 years of The Good Place, we also turned it into the fictional town of Genovia for Princess Diaries 2 Royal Engagement. That big parade with the orphans and everything, that was right here. Kid you not. We transformed this area into Transylvania for Dracula Dracula, starring Bela Lugosi, into Austria for Frankenstein and his bride. Yeah, we're still looking for the Invisible Man. However, that movie, starring Claude Rains and Gloria Stewart, turns 90 years old in just a couple of weeks. Johnny Depp also walked these very cobblestone streets for scenes from Disney's Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl, because this area was parts of Tortuga and Port Royal. I kid you not. Now up ahead and to the right here, what we call our Court of Miracles, where Lon Chaney Sr., Man with 1,000 Faces, portrayed Quasimodo in the silent version of Hunchback of Notre Dame that turns 100 years old, actually just last month. And those big archways in the back of that courtyard is where we saw Frankenstein's monster for the very first time on the big screen. It's true. Now I have my favorite classic monsters. I'm sure you do too. But where would any of our Frankenstein monster movies be without those angry villagers? Am I right? Yeah, every single one. They have an irate mayor on the balcony shaking his fist, stirring up the crowd, who of course has their torches, their pitchforks, their bloodhounds and beagles. Boy, they sure are brave, aren't they? Well, I mean, until, they actually see the monster, of course. And all of those archways you see on your screen are the same exact archways that we passed by in Court of Miracles. Oh yeah, they're not so brave now, are they? Oh gosh, don't shoot him, it just makes him angry. Pretty cool. Again, you guys are getting to see some really cool stuff. And did you know how many generations of young filmmakers our classic monsters have actually influenced? I'll just let them tell you themselves. Check it out.
When you think of Universal, we think of monsters. Dracula, Frankenstein, The Mummy,
Hunchback of Notre Dame,
The Invisible Man, Phantom of the Opera. Classic films. They're just brilliantly made.
That Frankenstein image, flathead,
It's one of the great icons of the world.
That to me was like the essence of the Universal horror film.
I was just mesmerized by it. Boris Karloff, Lon Chaney.
I remember the original Universal Studios Mummy movie really scaring me.
It's still ringing in our memories now on every level.
We sure do. Now I put you guys through a lot already. I think I'm going to spring for a little vacation. What do you say? I know a cute little small New England town that got rid of their big old shark problem. Welcome to my favorite vacay spot, my friends. It's Amity Island. Now just be sure to stay seated here, and you can see they caught that big old great white shark. He's hanging up over there. Looks like the police divers are doing a last-minute sweep with a... Oh no, what is that, my friends? Please tell me that's not another great white shark in our harbor. Oh no, that's a new shark. We got divers. Hey, dude, swim to the boat, man. You're in danger. Swim for your life. Oh man, guys, hand-to-hand combat against a great white shark takes an awful lot of guts, don't you think? I think those are his guts right there. Children, just look away. I'm sorry you kids had to see that. Now we're going to scoot over to a safe place, because I've just been told that not only are sharks afraid of fire, but large flammable canisters of gasoline. Awesome, we're totally safe here, I'm sure. Hopefully that new shark takes the bait and... Okay, good. Whoa. He took the pier too? Oh man, what is that smell? Okay, that would be the gasoline. Remember, the sharks are afraid of fire, so we're totally safe right here. Sharks are totally... Oh no, they're not. It's Jaws! He looks hungry. Watch out, guys. We look like a okay, this is not good. Oh my gosh, I hope you guys are okay. But you did it. You survived another potential disaster. That is our own little mechanical shark that we nicknamed Bruce. Isn't he adorable? Okay, maybe that's not the word I would use. However, we named our shark Bruce because Steven Spielberg nicknamed his mechanical shark Bruce from filming, and he named his shark after his lawyer, Bruce Raymer. That's gotta hurt. Apologies to all the attorneys here on the tram, however, it's pretty hilarious. Check it out to your right. That is the only great white shark I know that can do the backstroke. Isn't that beautiful? I give it an 8.5. Hardest working fish in show business today, my friends, hands down. And yeah, Steven Spielberg's his shark and the rigging attached to it didn't fare so well. In fact, on the first day of filming Jaws, his sank right to the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. Yeah, somebody apparently forgot to test out the combination of saltwater and mechanics. Wah wah, I could have told him that wasn't going to be a good combo. However, even though it put them more than 100 days behind production schedule, I don't think it hurt Steven Spielberg's career at all, do you? Nah, I think Stevie's doing just fine. Now, this location was the actual location of filming for 12 years of Murder, She Wrote. Don't know if you realized it. That's Cabot Cove, Maine right there, my friends. Of course, starring Angela Lansbury. You can even see the sign of Cabot Cove on top of that boathouse to your left. Ah, we miss you, Angela. But now we're going to head into some safer neighborhoods, and if you see that yellow house to your left with the green roof, my friends, that is Boo Radley's actual house from filming For To Kill a Mockingbird in 1962. We also have the house from Hancock starring Will Smith and Garfield starring Bill Murray. But here to your right is what we fondly call our Little Chicken Ranch. It made its debut in the 1982 hit film Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, also featured in Rob Zombie's House of a Thousand Corpses. That's the Firefly Ranch, my friends, I kid you not. But now we're heading down our most popular little neighborhood. Welcome to what we call Colonial Street. You might remember it as Wisteria Lane. Here's some other productions that occurred right here. And yes, back in the early 80s, this was the neighborhood of the Burbs, starring Tom Hanks. We got to blow up a house in that movie. Couldn't do that in my neighborhood. Some famous houses here to your right. The light blue house from Ted 2, the movie. And you'll see a dark blue house on your right. That's the Leave It to Beaver house, I kid you not. The brown house, used in a couple of Ace Hardware commercials. And the gray house with the white porch from Kenan Thompson's sitcom called Kenan. And as you saw on your screens, for 8 solid years, ABC's Desperate Housewives set up shop here on Wisteria Lane. One season, they had a hurricane blow through, had a plane crash, even burnt an entire house right to the ground. We said, no worries, ladies, we got you. Remember, my friends, these are all empty shells, so we just built it right back up again. And to your right up ahead, you're going to see a gray house with a backyard that was utilized in the last episode, last season of NBC's Superstore. Just past it, a bright yellow house that was Davy's house for 4 years of Never Have I Ever, also used in the opening scenes of Michael Jackson's Black or White music video. And up ahead to your right, that purple house, yeah, OG Munsters, my friends, 1313 Mockingbird Lane, also used for filming Munster Go Home. Now, I told you about Michael Jackson. You saw Nelly up on your screens. Also filming here, Smash Mouth and All-Star, as well as The Offspring and Why Don't You Get a Job? One of our oldest homes here to the left from 1944's The Mummy's Curse. And now you know why it's so darn popular. But right now, we turn back on Steven Spielberg Drive, and you may have noticed all of our streets are named after icons in the business. We fondly call this Wilderness Road, because if you get a nice tight camera shot, it can actually look like the middle of nowhere. And it sure did when Sandra Bullock built a makeshift campsite for a scene from Netflix's Bird Box. It's true. She filmed a scene and made that little campsite just here to the left, and literally 10 feet from the road. It was also featured in an episode of 911 starring Angela Bassett in an overturned limousine that needed a dramatic rescue. But now's the time for me to let you know that we are about 15 minutes away from the end of the tour. We'll be returning to the theme park shortly. Just remember to pull that E-cord overhead if you need assistance, but do remain seated at all times, please. Now, I mentioned that episode of 911 because that limo would be considered a picture car, and we had so many we couldn't fit them all in one place. So check it out here on your right-hand side. You see that police car? That's Barricade, a Decepticon. Yeah, we had to separate him and Bumblebee. They just don't get along. And you see our great collection of Fast and Furious vehicles. And if you didn't know, Universal Pictures Fast X is now currently streaming on the Peacock channel. Check it out if you haven't already. Now, technically, this is called Janet Leigh Drive. Why? Well, she co-starred with Anthony Perkins in a cute little romantic comedy directed by Alfred Hitchcock. You might remember it being called Psycho. So if any of my out-of-town friends need a place to stay, oh, welcome to the Bates Motel. Yeah, don't stay here. I don't recommend it. Nobody ever checks out. Yeah, we're clearing out some Halloween maze construction here, but this little set of Bates Motel was featured in Psychos 2 and 3, and that's the original house you see at the top of your hill, right to your right. That only had 2 sides to it originally. We built on another 2 sides for a couple of sequels and a remake. Some say that Norman Bates and his mother still live in the 2nd floor to this day. I don't even want to know. Those people are crazy. They scare the heck out of me. Oh. That's Norman, isn't it? All right, just play it cool. Play it cool, guys. Don't make eye contact. He scares. Oh, hi, friend Norman. How are you today, my dear? So good to see you. And no, there's no need to go there. No, I thought we were friends, Norman. They told me you wouldn't harm a fly. Oh, no. Oh, guys, watch out. He's got that look in his eye. Oh, man. I'm getting the chills right here. You guys okay? Well, my gosh, I'm starting to understand why he's so psycho. Look what they built in his backyard, my friends. That is a real Boeing 747 as part of one of the largest and most impressive sets ever built for an alien disaster movie from 2005's War of the Worlds. That's right, my friends. Steven Spielberg directed, Rick Carter the production designer. They decided to buy an out-of-commission airplane and hauled it out from the boneyard in Mojave Desert on flatbed trucks. They also scattered around more than 100 tons of debris just for this one scene. But I'm going to let Rick Carter tell you more about why they chose this particular setup.
The airplane crash site set is a perfect example of a set that is all designed around the vision of Steven.
When you first began to sit down and talk about the War of the World, I thought, what if the 747 goes down right in a big neighborhood? Because it's just something you don't see.
It's true. Now, Dakota Fanning and, of course, Tom Cruise were the stars. They were not allowed to see that set until the morning of filming. I can't even imagine. Wow. And yes, it took months to set that up and film. My friends, it occupied a whole 4 minutes of the entire movie. All that work for 4 minutes? You betcha we love doing it again and again. Now, that was a set donated to us in 2005 by Mr. Spielberg. We have another alien disaster set we get to take you through, donated by Mr. Jordan Peele himself from his latest movie, No. This is Jupiter's Claim.
Movie magic only happens when a team of collaborators, often in the hundreds, work together to take an impossible notion and bring it to life. This is Jupiter's Claim, a nostalgic, small-time Southern California amusement park owned by former child star Ricky Juke Park. Over there, I'm looking to the Winking Cliff. A picture taken just like the kids in that old 90s movie Kid Share. That's what this whole place is loosely based on. Remember that one? No? What? A little further down, you can see the brand new also experiences. Built to showcase an unbelievable new live show. Anyway, behind this Hollywood fantasy, right to you now, eyes a sinister secret. Smack dab in the center of a UFO hotspot. Welcome to the world.
Okay, this is a little creepy, my friends. If you have not seen the film, oh my gosh, it's so Peele movie and had also created the sets for Oppenheimer. It's true, she's very, very talented. And we're so grateful to Jordan Peele for donating that set to us. He said as a young filmmaker, he was so influenced by the world-famous studio tour, he wanted to become a part of it someday. Boy, it's amazing looking too. Now, Ms. Ruth DeYoung actually based that set design on Knott's Berry Farm. Enough said. Looks a little bit familiar, doesn't it? But I have one more favor to ask. I already told you, Fast X was streaming on Peacock. I need you to star in Fast 11 for me. And here's the scenario, my stars. One of us here on this tram is an undercover witness for the FBI. Now, no need to put on those glasses just yet. We got a ways to go here. However, I will tell you, we're scooting into the secret hideout of Dominic Toretto while I try to find out more information. But just a reminder, my friends, to remain seated, no flash photography, and hold on tightly to those valuables. Anything dropped off the side, we are unable to retrieve. Now, again, my friends, no need to put on those 3D glasses just yet, but I'm hearing a rockin' after party next door. Let me see if I can't get some more information from someone. Who do we know here? Maybe Letty? Maybe Roman? Maybe Agent Hobbs? We just don't know. Let's try and find out.
My name is Roman Pierce.
Oh, thank goodness.
Pleased to meet you. My buddy Hobbs asked us to stash you Shaw for a while. So we brought you in our secret spot. We're having a few friends over. It's a little messy, but it's all good. The more the merrier. Especially you right there in that third row, like I was saying. So look, see over there? That's Hobbs' urban assault vehicle. Best truck the U.S. government can buy. That work of art back over there was made by my man Tej. Think of it as like a Mona Lisa on wheels.
Extra. So did you break it down to them?
What's that?
You had one job to do and one. Alright, look guys, we're gonna keep Shaw from finding you. But to keep you safe, we need your help. We don't want the syndicate tracking us here. So put away your cameras and turn off your cell phones. One flash or one ringtone can give us away.
I need y'all to take this real serious.
Okay, pull into the next bay. Meet you in there.
All right, we're going to take this real seriously. We're going to listen to this way. Still no need to put on those glasses, otherwise you're going to miss this rockin' after party. We're going to try to hide in plain sight from the FBI and from Owen Shaw. So bust out those good dance moves, my friends. Let's party!
Roman Pierce, FBI, don't move.
Ma'am?
That's right, party's over.
You know how long I took to iron this shirt, man? I'm not...
You're under arrest right now.
Ladies, just back up a little bit. I got it. It's lightweight. First of all, I don't work for you.
Oh, really? Well, tell me, Roman, who do you work for?
We don't work for nobody. I suggest you clear out of here, otherwise we can't guarantee your safety.
Guarantee my safety? I'm the one holding the gun.
Yeah, but mine's a whole lot bigger than yours.
Hobbs, escort this novice out.
Let's go, Cookie Puss.
You got an ugly suit on, man. It's cheap.
Somebody out there really pissed off Shaw. It's gonna get ugly fast.
Yeah, don't worry. Lucky for you, our whole family protects you.
Are you kidding me, Roman? You didn't shut off your phone, bro?
I gotta call you back. I'm in the middle of something.
See what I'm talking about?
Call you back.
Man.
It was on vibrate.
Sure, Trace does. Hobbs can't hold it forever. Letty, Roman, we're up. Driver, move that vehicle.
His name is Adams.
It's about to get real interesting. My Mona Lisa's all warmed up right next door.
Roman, grab your truck. I need you and Letty ready to go.
That is the also offering some protection in case this situation
Don't think you're getting away! Find the doors!
Way to go, Lenny. Not gonna happen. Don't worry, I got this. Under construction! Hit the nitrous! Ride and die!
My Mona Lisa got messed up a little bit, but it's all good. We got through it. Y'all held us down. Appreciate it.
They say the bigger the family, the stronger it is. You guys did good out there. You're welcome to join our crew anytime.
You guys did great out there, and what a great example of modern filmmaking, right? Well, we've been doing it for more than a century, bringing those great stories to life just for you. And now we're nearing the end of our tour. I just want to thank each and every one of you for joining us on the world-famous studio tour. A special thanks to our annual pass holders. And if you'd like to upgrade today's ticket, you can do it at the Universal box office. And if you haven't already, go ahead and download that free phone app, the Universal Studios Hollywood app, to find out the right wait times for East and our largest soundstage. It'll be on your left-hand side. It's soundstage number 12. From our home to the voice, here's some samples of production that occurred just inside. Check it out. Yep, just up ahead here, soundstage number 12. We built Dracula's castle, the Frankenstein's laboratory, even the mansion from Scarface, and so much more. And if you see any of those big stage doors open on our sound stages, poke your head inside. You never know what you're gonna see. Now up ahead in the next set of sound stages to your left, starting with number 11, I talked a little bit about recent production to include Hacks, American Auto, and yes, Bel Air. Check these guys out.
You just got me the water when you get. So what is you put egg on the cheese? You put cheese on the eggs, on the cheese. That's right. Whoa, how many seats do you think are in there? I don't know, it's gotta be a lot. You could probably fit the whole Bel Air cast and crew in there. No, we gotta get one of these for the mansion. And for sure. You're lucky for y'all. The Banks Family Mansion lives right here on the Universal lot. Right. Some of Bel Air's most pivotal scenes have been filmed right here. Jabari, what have been your most memorable moments? I don't know. I mean, there's so many to choose from. You know, I love the foyer set where Will first enters, and at that moment, his life changes forever. What about you? Well, the Bel Air Academy gym set is here too, and I remember you having to sit in that cold ice bath for hours. Yeah. And that was very I was sick to feel my toes. No, but seriously, my favorite part of this lot is the talented crew who put it all together, from hair, wardrobe, makeup, set design, props, and transportation. Transpo! Yes! Transpo's the best. Yeah, they have the sweetest rides for us to play with. Actually, speaking of, if we're gonna get a ride like this, we'd better go talk to Transpo now and let these people get back on the tour. Yeah, that sounds good. As long as I get to drive. Oh, not if I've got the keys. Oh, that's fun. Come on, man.
And of course, that show is streaming on Peacock. But check it out. Did you notice those two gentlemen were standing just here to the left? Now, soundstage number 14 is actually our second oldest and largest soundstage. That has seen blockbuster production like scenes from Jurassic Park. I kid you not. Remember in that first movie when the Brachiosaurus sneezed on those kids? That happened right inside number 14 to your left. Also, the entire mission control operation for Ron Howard's Apollo 13, as well as the entire Antarctic outpost for the thing. back in the early 80s with Kurt Russell. Yeah, we do television pretty darn well too, as you saw from that clip, and NBC has been doing it for more than 80 years, my friends. Our first broadcast emanated from the 1939 New York World's Fair, but more recently, filming in this next set of sound stages up ahead to the right, starting with number 16. Well, of course, you see all those iconic shows, but again, more recently, 4 solid years of Never Have I Ever, starring Maitreyi Ramakrishnan, filmed here to the right. Also, the new Quantum Leap show. So if you love that show about time travel about 30-some years ago, you're going to love this new version starring Raymond Lee and Ernie Hudson. Also filming at Soundstage 18, the second season of Killing It, starring Craig Robinson from The Office. And it was kind of Ted Danson's second home to the right. He filmed not only Mr. Mayor, but 4 years of The Good Place, co-starring Kristen Bell. And that Base Camp restaurant to your left will be alongside a filled parking lot full of mobile trailers that are used as dressing rooms, makeup, hair, and our actors can just mosey on across the street. And if you see a sassy little teddy bear there to your left, that is Ted from the movies. Now he's toasting you because he got his own TV show. It's a precursor to the movies Ted and Ted 2. They've been filming all over our backlot. Can't wait for that one. And you'll see some smaller beige bungalows to the left that actually house our high-profile production offices, like Jordan Peele's Monkey Paw Productions. Dwayne Johnson's 7 Bucks Productions also has offices here in these bungalows. And we have a new tenant, Malcolm D. Lee, and his new company called Blackmailed. He's the cousin of Spike Lee, known for Undercover Brother. And we also have Mark Platt Productions. He has offices here, known for not only La La Land, but Wicked the musical that he's bringing to the big screen with a 2-part film adaptation. The first part will be dropping in late November of next year, starring Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande. But my favorite bungalow up ahead to the left is number 5195, right next door to Blackmailed. Now that familiar silhouette, that's Sir Alfred Hitchcock. Those were his old offices. And of course, he's the director of nightmare films like Psycho, The Birds, Rear Window, North by Northwest, Vertigo. Oh my gosh, that list just goes on. And some newer sound stages just here to the left that has seen recent production for Lopez versus Lopez. Yep, stand-up comedian George Lopez teamed up with his real-life daughter Mayan in a new sitcom. That's hilarious. But now we're heading from our front lot, where we do our interior filming, to our back lot. Welcome, my friends, to what we call the Metropolitan sets, primarily made up of all facades of French